My wife's late-night grocery runs hid something she never thought I'd see. I always trusted my wife. Lena said late shifts and midnight grocery runs were just part of her new job at the supermarket. But over the past couple of months, something about her behavior had shifted. She'd come home smelling faintly of men's cologne, not mine, not anything we had in the house. And those midnight grocery runs always seemed to happen on Fridays. At first, I told myself it was just a coincidence. Maybe the store stocked new items at night. Maybe she was helping with after-hours deliveries. But there was this gnawing feeling in my gut that whispered, "She's lying." One night, I offered to go with her. "I can help you carry the bags," I said. Lena shook her head instantly. No, I'm quick. It's easier if I just go alone." She didn't even look me in the eyes. The next week, I noticed something else. Her phone was always face down. Notifications showed only little icons with no preview text. I once saw her typing on some plain, gray-looking chat app I didn't recognize. When I asked what it was, she said it was a work group chat. But the way she instantly locked the screen the moment I walked by, it didn't feel like work. The breaking point came when, one Friday evening, she said she was going out for milk and bread, even though our fridge was already stocked with both. That's when I decided. No more taking her word for it. I waited until she left, then followed her at a distance. Her car didn't head toward the supermarket. Not toward her work. Not even toward any store at all. She drove out to a dimly lit, empty parking lot behind a warehouse on the edge of town. I killed my headlights and stopped far enough back to watch without being seen. And then, through the darkness, I saw something that made my chest tighten. Lena's car idled for a moment, her brake lights glowing red in the night. Then another car pulled up beside her, a sleek black sedan I didn't recognize. My stomach dropped as a man stepped out. He was tall, broad-shouldered, wearing a leather jacket. And the way she got out of her car, the way she smiled at him. It wasn't how you greet a coworker. They hugged. Not a polite one-arm hug, but the kind of hug where you melt into someone. His hand lingered on her lower back. Hers stayed against his chest just a little too long. I gripped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. My mind was screaming at me to burst out of the car, to yell, to demand answers, but something told me to wait. To watch. They talked for a bit, leaning close, their heads almost touching. Then, laughing softly, they both slipped into his car. The moment the passenger door shut, I knew I had to move. I eased my car forward, just enough to get a better view. Inside the sedan, they weren't talking anymore. They were kissing. Her hands tangled in his hair, his sliding down her side. The image burned into my brain like acid. I felt my chest tighten, but I forced myself to take out my phone and hit record. Every second, every movement, I caught it all. If she thought I'd just walk away from this, she was wrong. After what felt like an eternity, they finally pulled apart. She stepped out of his car, straightened her hair, and got back into hers. She didn't even glance around to see if anyone had noticed. She just drove off, probably thinking she'd come home to a clueless husband. But I didn't follow her home. Instead, I drove straight to my friend Mark's place. Mark's a lawyer, and more importantly, someone who's always had my back. I showed him the footage. He didn't even blink before saying, "If you want a clean divorce and to keep the house, this is more than enough." That night, I slept on Mark's couch. Lena texted me twice, asking where I was. I didn't answer, not yet. Because the next step wasn't just going to be leaving her. No, I was going to make sure that every lie, every sneaky midnight drive, came back to destroy the life she thought she'd built behind my back. By morning, I had a plan. I wasn't going to give Lena the satisfaction of a screaming match or teary confrontation. No, I was going to let her walk into a trap she wouldn't even see coming. First, I met with Mark again. We drew up the divorce papers, attached the video as evidence, and filed for exclusive rights to the house. Given the proof and the fact that I'd been paying the mortgage entirely, Mark was confident she wouldn't stand a chance. Then I went to her sister Claire. Claire and I had always gotten along, and she'd been suspicious of Lena for months. I showed her the footage. She didn't defend her sister. In fact, she shook her head and said, "I knew she was hiding something, and you need to know, the guy in the video? He's married. To one of my friends." That was the final piece. Lena hadn't just cheated on me, she'd helped wreck another marriage too. Claire helped me set the next part in motion. She invited Lena to a family dinner at her place that weekend. Lena accepted without hesitation, probably thinking it was just another casual evening. Meanwhile, Claire secretly invited the other man's wife, and Mark came too, with the divorce paperwork neatly printed. When Lena walked in and saw us all sitting there, she froze. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't even look angry. I just pressed play on my phone. The video filled the room, the hug, the kiss, every damning second. She went pale. The other man's wife stood up, tears in her eyes but steel in her voice, and said, "You've ruined my marriage. I hope it was worth it." Then she walked out. Lena tried to stammer out excuses, but I slid the divorce papers across the table. "Sign them. You're leaving the house. Mark will handle the rest." She looked at Claire for help, but Claire just shook her head. "You did this to yourself." Within 2 weeks, she was gone. I kept the house, most of the savings, and my dignity. The last I heard, she was crashing on a friend's couch after the other guy dumped her. Sometimes, revenge isn't about shouting or breaking things. Sometimes, it's about making sure they lose everything they thought they'd get away with, quietly, cleanly, and without ever letting them see you break. Would you have confronted her right away, or played the long game like I did? What do you think about this story? Don't forget to like this video if you found it intense. Subscribe to the channel for more true stories like this, and check out our other videos. There's plenty of drama waiting for you. Thanks for watching.